Hey guys, Cooks here, the #1 virgin collector in North America. Today we're going to talk about one of the most broken farms we've ever seen in World of Warcraft, the Quantum Transmog Farm. This is hands down the single best method for collectors who want to grab removed items, missing appearance IDs, and even some of the rarest mounts in the game. We're talking about guaranteed transmog IDs, unobtainables, and 16 different mounts from the Quantum Corsair, including insane ones like the Infinite Time Waster, Death Charger's Reins, and the Underrog Krog Harness. If you're a completionist like me, this is your dream farm. By the way, I also stream all of these farms live every day at twitch.tv/KillakTV. Also, don't forget to join my Discord community. Links are down in the description if you guys want to jump in. Now let's break down exactly how this farm works, what you need to set it up, how to maximize your chances at filling out your collections faster than ever now. I even personally looted the heroic Tusks of Mannoroth while doing this farm myself. For collectors, it's important to note that there are actually 3 different version IDs of the Tusks. One from normal, which you would have received if you bought it during Mop Remix, one from heroic, and one from mythic. Each of these have a separate unique item ID, and all 3 count individually towards your transmog collection rankings. The first step is going to be very simple. We're going to clear Dawn of the Infinites on mythic difficulty all the way up to and not including Chrono Lord Deos. Make sure you do not kill Chrono Lord Deos. If your gear is too low to solo the whole dungeon, grab a friend or pug it through Group Finder. And once you've cleared to the last boss, hearth out and park that character. This character will now become your permanent lockout holder. Check your raid info tab to confirm you've got the Dawn of the Infinite lockout saved to the last boss. So you press O, you go to raid tab, you go to raid info, find your lockout. So for me, for example, it'll be right here. Remember, lockouts do not last forever, so make sure you reactivate them every reset or at least every 2 weeks just in case, so they don't get removed forever. As you can see on my permanent lockout character, I have it up here. I'm going to click reactivate raid lockout, scroll all the way back up, and now this character is saved up to the last boss, but it has the last boss available to kill. For the most efficient setup, having 2 accounts is ideal. This is simply because it drastically cuts down the prep time that you need to do. On account 1, you keep your lockout holder saved at the last boss, so your permanent lockout character, you're going to have this forever. On account 2, which is this account right here, you rotate through all of your characters to repeatedly kill the boss. If your characters are on different factions like they are over here, this character's Horde and this character's Alliance, we're going to go to Group Finder and we're going to start a legacy raid, anything, it doesn't really matter. List the group and we're going to tab in back to our other characters, go here, find the group that I made, this one right here, sign up, tap back in, invite, and that's it. Remember, if your characters are on different factions, you just list a group in Legacy Raid on the lockout holder and sign up with the character that you want to clear the dungeon on. Once we've invited our clearing character to the group and we're ready to start the farm, we're going to start by traveling to the Dawn of the Infinites. We're going to do this 2 separate ways. Either travel from Valdrakken all the way to the bottom right of the map, and you can get to Valdrakken from the Stormwind or Orgrimmar portals inside the city. Or if you cleared a +20 back in the day, you could use your Path of the Twisted Time portal. Note that these portals have a separate lockout on every single character, so you can just instantly teleport here on every single character if you have that portal unlocked. At this time, make sure your lockout holder is party leader. Then zone in on the character you actually want to farm on. So you're going to zone in on the character that you want to kill the boss on. Once you're inside, you're going to tab back into your second account on the character that has the lockout, and you're going to pass leader to the character that you want to kill the boss on. Doesn't matter if you list it, just delist it for now. This is critical. If you forget to do this, you'll break the lockout. Once you're inside on here and you have leader on this character, remove the lockout holder from the group. Right, that's it. From here on, just run straight to Deos, clear the RP trash with the 1 dragon, kill the boss. You'll notice that the last boss is much easier to solo than the entire dungeon itself. I would say 620 to 630 eye level is usually plenty. This character is 626 eye level, but it should be very easy. Characters without strong self healing will struggle to solo this below a certain eye level if you're under geared, but if they have an access to his tank spec, I recommend using it. This fight will take longer, but there's essentially 0 risk of dying as a tank. The boss mostly kills itself over time as well, with only a little bit of spot healing needed on certain classes, like warlocks for example, you might have to spam drain life. From my experience, 640 eye level plus is the sweet spot. At that point I had no issues clearing it on any class and any spec. If your alt is lower eye level, you can gear up quickly by using the green and blue armor pieces from the auction house. These usually start out at around 642 eye level, right? So this character is 6'6", and it's got some low level eye level pieces that we can actually upgrade. So we're going to go to filter, we're going to do current expansion, and we're just going to look up whatever armor pieces we want. For example, I have a 337 helmet, so we're going to just go for plate and look for a helmet, and we're going to order this by eye level. Now, some of these items can be extremely expensive, like 20 to 50k gold each, so I avoided these on my rat alts. Most other slots range from anywhere between 2 to 15k gold, which is manageable. I managed to gear about 50 alts to 640 eye level this way. Don't forget also, every single alt can grab the Reshi Wraps cloak for free, which gives a massive boost in the cloak slot and makes the grind way easier, because the power spike that you get from this cloak is absolutely insane for your rat alts. So in this case, we're just going to buy a helmet real quick. As we can see here, a 642 helmet, 1,700 gold. The eye level itself difference does not matter, right? So we're not going to buy this helmet because it's 7 item levels higher, but it's like 3 times as much almost, right? So we're just going to buy the cheap one for now. We're going to use this, buy it. Obviously, if you don't have an auction house mount, you're going to do this at your regular auction house. And now we have a 642 helmet instead of a 337 helmet. Our eye level just went from 645. Okay, but I'm going to do this with 626 eye level just to show you guys how easy this is. Another note, guys, is I do this with the 1-button rotation the entire time, okay? Just to make sure it's doable and easy at this eye level for you guys. When it comes to the actual boss itself, there's a couple of different mechanics that you're going to look out for. Anytime an infinite keeper adds spawns, you want to instantly swap to it and kill it. This is what's going to lower the boss's HP really fast, and it's going to add more keepers to the fight to help you kill the fight faster. The other thing is going to be these orbs that spawn every couple of seconds. There's going to be 2 orbs, and if your eye level is low enough, you might actually take damage from these orbs. The idea here is to just stack inside one orb and let one pop, and then move away from the other one once the debuff expires. That way you don't take damage from 2 orbs at the same time. Now keep in mind, every kill is going to guarantee you a quantum item plus a chance at the reins of the quantum courser, which is going to award one of the 16 rare mounts you don't already own. If you've already collected them all, you'll just keep getting unique ID mogs you do not have learned on your account. Now here's where it even gets better. Quantum items can drop unobtainable gear, legacy raid items, and even different source IDs of the same transmog, all of which count separately towards collection rankings. You can even loot things like Old Sanctum legendaries with unique IDs, black market auction house exclusives such as the Sunflute or Arcanite Ripper, saving you potentially hundreds and thousands of gold. The crazy part of this is that you can even unlock appearances like Pendulum of Doom, that absurdly rare Oldemon drop that normally sells for millions and millions of gold. Keep in mind though, you're only getting the transmog appearance, not the tradable item itself. So while it won't make you rich on the auction house, it can save you a massive amount of gold just by giving you appearances you'd otherwise have to buy for millions of gold. On top of the absurdly rare drops, this method can also hand you certain high demand transmogs that would normally take dozens or even hundreds of hours to farm from their original sources. A perfect example is the Tusks of Mannoroth. You could spend endless weeks farming Garrosh, killing him hundreds of times and wasting countless of hours, or you can do this grind, constantly receiving items along the way that your account needs, and eventually snag your Tusks without the painful RNG grind. These methods of farming are what separates the top tier elite collectors from the noobs. When it comes to optimizing your loot drops, don't rush in and spam open all your quantum items. Some of these appearances still drop from easy legacy dungeons and raids, places like Underbog or even legacy raid bosses for example. Farm those easy to get items first to clear them out of the loot pool, so when you do crack open your quantum pieces, you're targeting unobtainables and the truly rare transmogs instead of wasting them on the easy drops that you could easily get in a couple of minutes. Now here's the important part. To cover every single armor type and weapon, I recommend having 4 alts parked at level 70 forever. Yes, forever. With these 4 alts, you can mail quantum items around or use the warband bank and guarantee loot eligibility across all slots. Do not level these characters past level 70. You can still open items on your level 80s, but once those characters pull in all the level 80 eligible drops, they're locked out of the rest of the pool. That's where your capped level 70 become essential. They're the only way to finish the grind completely. I recommend having a priest, a hunter, a warrior, and a demon hunter. I still have to level my warrior and my demon hunter, but I have my hunter and my priest. The perfect time to prep these is going to be during Legion Remix or the upcoming Midnight pre-patch event. Level these 4 classes level 70, park them, and label the group on your warband screen do not level. These will become your permanent quantum openers forever. One more note right now, it looks like you can open any weapon type on any class, yes, even things like warglaives on priest, but it's still unconfirmed whether the legendary bow is restricted to hunters only. Personally, I'll be keeping these 4 classes parked at level 70 forever. If you only have one account, it still works. It just takes a lot longer to set up. First thing you're going to do on your lockout character is do the same thing. Put your group LFG in Legacy Raid, and then you're going to log out and you're going to log into your farming alt and sign up on that character. Once you're logged onto your farming character, you're going to find the group in LFG. You're going to sign up. Then you're going to log back into your character that has the raid lockout. Once you're logged back into your raid character that has the raid lockout, you're going to invite the character that signed up, and you're going to log back out again, and you're going to go on the character that you want to kill the boss on, and you're going to accept the invite. Once we log back in on the character that we want to kill it on, we're going to accept the invite, and we need to make sure we zone inside the dungeon before leadership passes over, because the character that has the dungeon lockout has to have leader whenever you zone in on the character that you want to kill the boss on. So we're going to do it norm. At this point, everything is the same as the 2-account method. Log in, you zone in, run to the last boss. The important thing here, guys, is that you wait until the character with the lockout passes you leader. Once you have leader, you're going to remove this character from the party, and then you're just going to go about as normal and kill the last boss. Now that we have leader, we're going to remove this character from the party, and we're going to do everything as normal. We're going to clear to the last boss and kill the last boss. This farm is insanely powerful, guys. Between unobtainable mogs, duplicate source IDs, and 16 different rare mounts, it's hands down one of the most valuable farms for collectors I've ever seen. I still personally do this farm on my free time during competitive grinding. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. I've got tons more collector farms, mounts, and completionist tips coming your way. And if you want to watch me grind this live or ask questions in real time, check me out at twitch.tv/KillerKTV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.